Yeah! Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8 has given us a supernatural storyline to follow in-game, as well as some other shenanigans in comic books. Over the course of 82 days, or 7 million seconds if you prefer, Season 8 has led up to the end of existence. So like usual, I'm here to recap the last few months. My creator code is Adamaru if you fancy slapping that in before the new chapter begins. But right now, let's break down Season 8. During the final week of Season 7, an alien race with a mothership spanning the entire Fortnite island were finally defeated after months of ongoing war with IO. Long story short, we boarded the mothership and blew it to pieces. We should note though that Dr. Sloan, the IO agent who recruited us, planned for us to die on that wreckage. But it's all good, we survived, and Season 8 began. It turns out the Last Reality's mothership contained hundreds and thousands of cubes, dark energy like the one we saw in Chapter 1 back in 2018. Half a dozen of these things landed on the island, sitting dormant, along with alien wreckage and the crashed mothership in the distance. But there was also two other cubes that day, a golden yellow one and a blue one. The blue cube was reactivated and rebooted during the Skyfire event, and since falling to the ground below, hasn't moved an iota. Nothing at all. 12 weeks of nothingness. But he does give out shield energy if you grind up against him. The yellow cube, on the other hand, is powerful in ways we do not understand. Upon landing outside Holly Hedges, the cube began to roll around and visit the purple cubes. This caused them to have children. Baby cubes sprang to life and followed their parents as they rolled around, seemingly aimlessly. Each family of cubes left this strange corruption behind them. Yeah, minging. Since day one of this chapter, there have been 3 hidden bunkers on the island, which last season were revealed to lead to an underground base controlled by the Imagined Order. Suddenly, a 4th bunker appeared just south of Pleasant Park. This was either uncovered by the alien crash debris, or this is part of IO's plan. Fast forward to the end of the season and this becomes much more clear, but 3 months ago, this was all speculation. Our last clue in week 1 saw the island's gnomes begin to leave. One by one, they packed up their things, hopped on a bus or a boat, and evacuated. It was devastating. The next major update to the story saw Dr. Sloan in motion with a new plan. She and her elite unit were spotted on the far east of the island, assessing alien tech, seemingly destroyed in the Skyfire event. A flatbed truck was called over, and all that Chimera-grade engineering was placed on top of it, and Sloan's team began travelling south. And speaking of Chimera, one of those beings survived and is the last of his race. He set up in a new home all alone near Steamy Stacks. He doesn't get out much, so please go visit him. One of the Battle Pass characters began giving us the ability to fund the war efforts against the Last Reality. Each week we could unvault something, and this magical monkey would deliver it without fuss, including a freaking salvaged brute in the last weeks of the season. The following update saw the Golden Cube reach Steamy Stacks, a place which had been using Kevin the Cube as a power source for years. The Golden Cube not only brought Kevin back to us, but it also ripped straight through Steamy Stacks, leaving devastation behind. A great touch saw Kev out written on the ground, and unlike the other cubes, Kevin did not spawn offspring, and his movements were much more erratic. He sat looking out over a hill for days at one point, just thinking about life. This cube is not like the others. And another one that's not like the others is the blue one. And yes, it still hasn't moved. This update also reverted some strange anomalies found in the world, which saw Chapter 1 assets used on the Chapter 2 map. An OG chest was discovered at a disused IO base, and the original road textures from Chapter 1 appeared in the swamps. Both were quickly reverted, so this doesn't mean anything, right? Week 5's update saw the final purple cubes awoken, and it became apparent they were all heading to the centre of the island. The aftermath was becoming the convergence. The Golden Cube was the first to arrive and began powering up ominously. Meanwhile, Sloan and her troops continued to travel south, narrowly avoiding being crushed by one of those wandering cubes. By the end of this week, all the cubes, except the blue one, had completed their journey and joined the Golden Block at the convergence. Something big was coming. The 6th week of the season gave us the official reveal of the Cube Queen, the secret character of the season. She was hiding in the gold cube all along. The Last Reality has a leader, and this is her. After summoning all the purple cubes to her side, she manifested this, a cube town. Who'd have thought this would become a pyramid? For the remainder of the season, Queenie sat in her ball, plotting our demise. And let's remember, her only words to us directly are these.
Leave nothing behind.
Doesn't she sound nice? This week also saw the Halloween update in Fortnite we get every year, and everything became more spoopy, and the caretakers came out in force, controlled once again by the Cube Queen. Week 7 update, and something finally happened we'd been hoping for years. The redacted bunker near Catty Corner opened today. Sloane and her IO squad arrived here to give us a tour, and it's one of the most underwhelming rooms I've ever seen. It's just another IO stronghold. But wait, hold your horses, there is lore here. After 7 weeks on the road collecting Chimera tech and bringing it here, we see IO are analysing the technology to find strengths and weaknesses and ultimately a way to fight the Cube Queen. Sloane must be low on options to be using this facility, but at least she now has a quick way to get around the island using the Imagined Order's underground facility. I wonder where she may be going. When Week 8 arrived, a new update dropped too, yet this one was not on the island. It was in a parallel story told in a DC comic book. The Foundation, who cocooned himself in the Spire all those seasons ago and was eventually ejected from it by the mothership of the last reality last season, somehow fell through reality and landed in Gotham City. He then teamed up with Batman to close a rift in Metropolis with the help of the Justice League. Long story short, only 2 people made it into the rift and onto the island. The Batman Who Laughs and the Foundation. The Foundation quickly won the fight and has officially escaped the loop. That means he's on the island somewhere. The Batman Who Laughs though is now stuck inside the loop just like the rest of us. Yet he has all his memories intact thanks to some healthy plot armour. He wears a spiky mask thing that keeps his memories intact. I don't write the story, I just report it. If that made no sense at all, please check out a video I'll link at the end of the video which goes into way more detail than that. The Cube Town continued to upgrade over week 9 and by week 10 it looked like this. The Queen high in the sky, surrounded by a sphere of power on top of a postmodern pyramid. If I had to guess, I'd say this was some sort of beacon, perfectly placed above the 0 point, maybe like a lightning rod. IO's counterattack took shape this week too, with the 4th bunker we saw all those months back on day 1 of the season finally being used to bring us a new location to the map. A fort of some sort is being created. The final battle for reality is coming. Who is your money on? The Cube Queen or the Imagined Order? Or could the 7 have more to say about this than we know? As I'm saying this now, week 12 has just begun and the last few days of the season and the chapter are here. The newly formed base south of Pleasant Park is taking shape, but let's be honest, it's not looking very professional, more like the Fortilla. Weapons and armaments are in place and ready to go. And there are some questionable references to previous seasons in the chapter, like TNTina's workbench and Brutus's punch bag from season 2. Maybe this event will encompass the entire chapter. I do hope to see Midas again. The corruption spreading around the ground has turned our once vibrant home into an orange decomposing island. The end is in sight. The season and chapter finale is here on December the 4th, so thank the bus driver one last time and drop at your favourite spot. This island and this chapter will be over soon, so cherish the memories. Hopefully we'll see the genomes in chapter 3. I'm Adam, you're awesome, I'll see you at the event.